Hi and welcome to a special edition of Street Talk coming to you from the streets of Singapore. Now behind me you can see the beautiful cityscape as well as the merlion, a half fish, half lion statue that's become a symbol of Singapore around the world. The head represents the lion spotted by a prince when he rediscovered Singapore, as it was then called in 11 AD. The fishtail identifies the city's origins as a fishing village. Now the name Singapore means Lion City in Malay and was changed to Singapore after it gained independence from Malaysia. The Lion City prides itself on the diversity of Chinese, Malay, Indian and Arab culture that thrives here. And this is reflected in the arts that are on display all around the island. We saw this at the Esplanade when we saw the Indian classical dance style known as Bharatanatyam on display. We went and had a word with the choreographer.
I'm Shanti Bhaskar. I live in Singapore. I'm a Singaporean, very much a Singaporean. And I teach Indian traditional dance and choreographed dance. And I have my own studio. And I teach at the National University of Singapore, and I teach the technique called Bharatanatyam. The word Bharata is, Bha means expression, Ra means melody, and Ta is Tala, and Natya means dance drama. So you can see that it's a full meal as a dance technique. The show is actually a simple thought or an inspiration came from a book by Riz Khan, written on sound and music. It is not just dance, it's more visual. And there are four people working with me. They call it Collective Mayhem, a group of young Singaporeans. They experiment on sound and light and video projections. And I work with them and dance. So dance is movement. So my movement become more alive when they put it on projection and with the light effects, which they are giving me. And the musicians, it's going to be live orchestra. And 4 musicians, a vocal, a singer, and a drummer, we call it mridangam, and flute and veena. We live here very harmoniously in Singapore. We have different religion, different races, and we live here harmoniously. I think this is the correct place to do this project. My project. If I do here, then I maybe, if God wills, if I can travel to any other part of the world or to, Middle East, I'll be very happy to do it.
Singapore's air and seaports are extremely busy, and it's looking beyond the horizon to expand, with plans underway to build a spaceport. A consortium of companies here has joined forces with US firm Space Adventures with a mission to hurtle tourists into space. This is an artist's impression of what the facility will look like. It's due to be completed in 2009 and will offer suborbital space flights and astronaut training. A similar spaceport's being built in the United Arab Emirates. Now, would you be willing to be a space tourist? That's a question we took to the streets of Singapore for our open mic.
Yes, I think I'll probably go because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but if it's not too expensive and if I have enough money by then, I'll probably give it a try.
I want to know what's up there. Is there, besides stars and besides what I've known, since a kid, there's so many things up in the galaxy. I want to know if there's more than that. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. I would.
If I go there, I would like to see some aliens, maybe. I am a very adventurous person by heart, and I would like to see the awesome wonder, creation of God's creation. So it will be a very spectacular scene, something unknown and beyond, and I will go with an open mind and open heart.
Now, not everyone will be able to afford the $100,000 price tag for a space flight, but don't worry if it's outside your budget. There's another way to experience G-forces. This is called the GMAX reverse bungee jump, and those brave enough to have a go are launched skywards at 200 kilometers per hour and reach a height of about 60 meters. More than 1 million jumps have been made around the world since the GMAX was invented 10 years ago. Now, you're probably not going to believe this, but I was planning to do one of those bungee jumps, but couldn't go because my flight into Singapore was delayed. That's it for this edition of Street Talk from Singapore. Don't forget, if you see anything interesting or amusing, point us in that direction. What you see here isn't necessarily the view of Al Jazeera, and some of the content may be edited, but for time and space reasons only. And that's the talk on the streets of Singapore.